Hello and welcome to Productivity Compass by Zoho Projects. So my name is Shedin and I'm a product marketer for Zoho. So today I'll be the one who is hosting the session. So today we have with us Mr. Eugene Seah, who is here to give us a talk on Neurolinguistic Programming or NLP and how it can help you and your team motivate yourself and do your projects better. So this talk is an initiative by the Zoho Projects team. We've been very lucky to have some amazing people with us who's been sharing their experiences with us on this platform. Now, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Zoho. Zoho is a company that builds SaaS products for businesses. Now, we are about 25 years old and we have about 45 plus applications to help run sales, marketing, HR, finance, and even more. And Zoho Projects is our project management tool, which we've built for project managers. We have about 3 million users almost around the world now in every industry from manufacturing to software development, and they plan their projects in Zoho Projects, they track their progress, and they collaborate with their teams very effectively. If you head over to our website, you can see some amazing testimonies there too. Now on to our speaker. So Eugene Seah is a renowned coach, TEDx speaker, and trainer who trains people to shift their deepest mindsets in order to unleash their full potential. He's been coaching people around the world, and he's been invited to speak in different cities at different events and mostly for their opening keynotes. And he's also been featured in multiple media channels, including the Sunday Times. We ourselves, me as well as my colleagues at Zoho Projects, we had the opportunity to meet him through the PMI Singapore event, which happened last August. And it was such a wonderful opportunity for us. We watched him give people a really fun session, and there were a lot of serious talks there. And amongst the midst of all those talks, he was a really pleasant person to listen to because his session was equally fun, motivating, and inspiring. And I'm sure all of us at Zoho Projects are excited to hear to give you that experience today. We really wanted him on our platform, and we're so glad that he accepted our invitation. Thank you, Eugene. Now, please note that this session will last for 45 minutes, followed by the Q&A for 15 minutes. You can post your questions in the questions tab, which is available on your left panel. The speaker will be answering them at the end of the talk. Now, if at any point you face video or audio issues, please reload or refresh the page. Now, for more updates and future talks, do follow us at Zoho Projects. Now, without much further ado, I'm going to pass the virtual stage over to Mr. Seah. Eugene, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. It is late at night here in Singapore. I'm sure it's not very late for you, some of you, depending on where you are from. Right now, before I begin, because I must first confess to you, it feels awkward to be talking to a computer. I much prefer to be standing on stage in a ballroom and seeing everyone's faces. So can you just be friendly and go to the chat and type, how are you feeling right now? Wow, Arjun, big fan of your TED Talk. Thank you very much. That is what I mean by positive energy. Okay, so if you can just share your feeling right now in the chat, so at least I can feel the warmth of your embrace. Yes, Pradnya says hello to me. Thank you. And Akash says excited. And Jiaqing feeling feeling great, optimistic. Wow, I love all these words. Hello from South Africa, Marinette. Very warm summer afternoon here. Wow, Mantam is already motivated. Don't really need my help there. And looking forward to learning more about NLP. Highly jived. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next thing I wanted to ask you is, who here has already learned NLP before? Neuro-linguistic programming. Put me, M-E. Whoever has already learned NLP before, either on video or getting certified or through a course, put me. Okay, M-E. I just want to see how many of you are familiar with NLP, Neuro-linguistic Programming. Neuro-linguistic Programming. Okay, I see no. Okay, no. Okay, so far everyone know. Okay, then it brings me great pleasure to Justin is good, to share with you what is NLP. Okay, so obviously this is going to be only 45 minutes. I cannot go in depth into NLP, so please forgive me for that. I'm going to share with you something very fundamental about NLP. And if you have paper and pen, I encourage you to write it down. So NLP, as the name implies, it is neuro. Neuro means the mindset. Yeah, that's neuro. So neuro is the brain, which in simple words is the mindset. And what does linguistic mean? Linguistic is words, right? Not just words spoken from our mouth, but words that you say in your head. Let me repeat that. It's not just words that comes out of your mouth. The words are also in your head, and that is counted too. And what does programming mean? You think about it, software programmers, they can do something that normal people cannot. They can change the behavior of the computer. So that is called programming. So in terms of our brain, we call it changing the behavior of your brain. So that is called neuro-linguistic programming. When you put all the three words together, it says that when we say certain words to ourselves and to other people, and that is the point, you can change your own mindset and behavior as well as other people's mindset and behavior. Okay, that is such a mouthful. I'm going to repeat it slowly. And please either take a picture of this or write it down. When we say certain words to ourselves, okay, words like I'm a failure or no problem, I've learned something from this failure, words like these, then we can change our own mindset and we can change our own behavior. The moment we say, it's okay, I've learned something precious from this failure, suddenly our behavior feels a lot more positive. The moment we say words like, oh, I'm such a loser, such a failure, how many times do I need to fail? People must be judging me. And then suddenly you also change your behavior for the worse. And likewise, when you talk to other people, all of us, I'm sure, have met with either project leaders or project teammates before. And when we say, what's wrong with you? How many times do I need to repeat this to you? That is very, very negative, as you can sense from the tone and from the words. And obviously, it's going to change their mindset and their behavior. They may have come into the project with 100% motivation, but because of the way we spoke to them, like for example, are you stupid or what? Sorry, this is actually said to me by somebody senior in my past life. Past life meaning before I left my corporate job. If somebody has called you something negative before, like careless, stupid, did you leave your brain at home? Can you just put yucks, okay? Y-U-C-K-S. If somebody has ever used negative words on you before, it can be your own project team, it can be your stakeholders, it can be your project director, it can be your own parents, doesn't matter. But if somebody has used negative words on you before, can you put yucks? Okay, yucks is Y-U-C-K-S. Yucks is like when you touch mud, it's yucks. When you go to a dirty toilet, it's yucks. Yeah, because every time someone says something negative to me, I go yucks. And my motivation immediately drops. Wow, that is a lot of yucks here. A lot of yucks. And it is very sad, isn't it? Unfortunately, although we don't like receiving such words, many times such words escape our mouth. Maybe we are angry, maybe we're triggered, maybe we didn't sleep well, maybe we've been pushed to the borders. It doesn't matter what excuses you give yourself. There are times we have said such angry words and nasty words to other people. And over time, our project teammates start to feel less and less motivated. I'm not going to ask you who has experienced this. This might be a bit sensitive to some of you, but I would like you to do some very deep reflection today. As I share more and more case studies, I would like you to reflect within yourself. This is not a time to gossip like, yeah, you see, Eugene is like this. Please, okay? We're not here to gossip or to point fingers or to judge. It is time for serious self-reflection. So who among us is ready for self-reflection? Please put ready, R-E-A-D-Y, and then I will begin. Please put ready and I will begin. Do some serious self-reflection. Wow, there is a lot of people who are ready, and Pratik even put all caps. Okay, wonderful. I love all your attitudes, by the way. With a self-reflection attitude, we can definitely improve even though it's only a 45-minute speech. So here you go. This is my famous motivation ladder. I must attribute Maslow for this as well as Dr. Scott Peck. Right? If you Google Maslow or Dr. Scott Peck, you can read in detail. Over time, I'm 44 years old, by the way, I combined these two theories into one, something I call the motivation ladder. And over time, as I tried to climb the corporate ladder, not the motivation ladder, the corporate ladder, I had to rely on this motivation ladder a lot of times. And even when I failed the corporate ladder, I had to continue on my motivation ladder. So I would dare to tell you today that the motivation ladder is a lot more important than the corporate ladder. So here goes. The first S is survival. It goes without saying that a lot of us work in projects, work in jobs because we want to keep our job and pay our bills, right? You don't have to say yes or no to this. It is definitely true. Definitely true, right? If it is not true for you, you can go to your boss right now and say, boss, from next month onwards, I repeat, do not pay me a single cent. I will work for free. Okay, if any of you is willing to do that, don't tell me, okay, because you'll be lying. Even very, very rich tycoons, right, like Bill Gates, like Elon Musk, they are still charging people money because a lot of them are into philanthropy, so they don't work for free, and neither should you. Okay, so we want to keep our job, we want to pay our bills. Those with family members like children, I have 3 children, by the way. Why did I have 3 children? I can't remember now. Yeah, but those of us with children, we have to pay a lot of bills, enrichment programs, tuition, college fees, and it goes on and on. And therefore, we need to survive. However, as you can see, this is very, very low on the motivation ladder. Very low. Someone who is motivated by only keeping the job and paying bills, you can sense that their motivation level, their energy is very low in the project. There are many things they are not willing to do. They will just do the bare minimum. Whatever project task you pass to them, they'll do the bare minimum. You don't even need COVID-19. Even before COVID-19, they behave like this because survival was their only motivation. I'm very sure this describes none of you. So let's go higher. The higher level is called stability. So these people are already beyond survival, and now they just want to be stabilized. Another word for stabilized is I want to stay in my comfort zone. Remember what's NLP, right? L is for linguistic. These are the words that we say to ourselves. So when we tell ourselves, hey bro, Eugene, I just want to stay in my comfort zone, man. I want to comfort zone. Like, please don't challenge me. Don't give me new tasks. I just want to do the same thing over and over again for the next 20, 30 years. I'm sure some of you may have met project teammates like this. They don't like to be challenged. They don't like to do new things. They don't like to learn new things. they want to stay in their comfort zone. Today, as I mentioned, it is not a day to judge other people. It is a day for self-reflection. If this describes you, no need to tell me, but it is time to push yourself higher. Push yourself higher. The next level is called social. Social. I'm sure this describes a lot of you. Okay, so from this level onwards, feel free to tell me if this describes you. Who here is motivated by helping your teammates and your clients? Can you put yes? Okay, yes, Y-E-S. Those who are motivated by helping your teammates and your clients, it gives you a thrill, you find fulfillment and joy helping other people. Can you put yes? Wow, that is a lot of yeses. Amazing. Some more. Anybody else? Okay, put, wow, Arjun put many. So that's called yes. Wow, I love that. That is energy, man. Okay, so I am like this. I love it when somebody else's like I see somebody else grow. I love it when I see somebody else gets helped. I love it when somebody else smiles at me and say, Eugene, thank you for helping me. It just motivates me. It makes me wake up and go to work. Okay. Of course, I need survival, right? Because I have a large family, 3 kids. Yeah, but this is the reason why I used to go to work. Okay, used to. Okay, because now I go to work for 2 other purposes. Okay, are you ready for the 2 purposes? Next level is called success. It is very good to help your team and clients, but in my opinion, the select few, the elite few, they feel very motivated by pride. They want to achieve something and they want to feel proud about their achievements. This is a much smaller group compared to people who want to help their team and clients. You just look around you, you will know. Very few people in the project team want to win awards. Very few in the project team want to push the boundaries until they make a difference. Very few want to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Very few want to increase the market share compared to their competitors. Very few. Most people would just probably stop at helping their team and clients, and that will make them feel happy. So right now, I'm going to ask you to confess and declare if this describes you. That means you want to feel proud about your project achievements, and you will stay over time in the office just to achieve something more. Greater effectiveness, greater efficiency, helping more people, achieving more greatness. If this describes you, can you put success? Okay, SUCCESS. Okay, there's a lot of letters. I apologize for that. Yeah, but put success, because you are the select few chosen by the universe who is driven for success. By the way, none of these are mutually exclusive. As you can see, it's quite commonsensical. You can still be driven by survival and stability and social, and then top up with the feeling of success. This describes a lot of inventors. Being an inventor is one of the worst jobs, You can try to invent something for the next 10, 20 years and you may not even succeed. Thomas Edison is one example, Albert Einstein. These people go through decades just to have one breakthrough. And whoever is still finding out the cure for cancer, well, really good luck, right? Because it has been years and years and still nothing. And now there's still no mass-produced COVID-19 antidote. Yeah, so people who really push themselves until they can achieve that kind of breakthrough, I salute you. I salute you. And if you want to, you can salute me as well. Okay, so this is something that describes me. I like to push myself until I can achieve something. Later, I will share with you some achievements. I hope you don't think I'm boasting. I just want to show you that I walk the talk. Okay, that I role model what I am sharing with you right now. And then the highest possible level, in my opinion, okay, in my humble opinion, the highest possible level also starts with the letter S and is blank there, okay, to keep you in suspense. Please make a guess right now what that word is. Make a guess what that word is. The highest possible level of motivation. It is not success, it is something else. It's guessing time, guessing time. And if I have a chance to go to your home country, I will treat you to coffee if you get this correct. Okay? But if you want to treat me to coffee, I won't insist. Okay, Ronnie says satisfaction. Not bad, not bad. It is not the word I'm looking for, but it is very, very close. Something else, please. Yeah, Siva also says satisfaction. Something else. And no point Googling it because this is invented by me after reading a few books. So you will not be able to find a motivation letter online. Okay. Hey, come on. More people, please. How come only Ronnie and Siva? Okay, Venkatesh says self-motivation. Okay, not bad as well. Self says Arjun. Spirit says Chia Ching. And special says Marinette. Okay, all very good words. Some of you have come very, very close. Skill, Akash. Okay, wow, all of you. Oh, selflessness. Wow, that's a beautiful word. Selflessness. Maybe I should consider exchanging the word that I have with selflessness because that is nice. Sustain, Siva, is closer to survival, right? Sustain. Okay, now I am going to share with you a story, and through that story, you will know what the word is. The story is my story, right? Because this is a case study for how I personally climbed the motivation ladder. In 2011, someone from Hong Kong called me. By the way, I'm based in Singapore. Okay, I'm not sure whether I described myself, but I am based in Singapore. I was born in Singapore. I was educated in Singapore. And in 2011, someone headhunted me from Hong Kong. By the way, Hong Kong is not Singapore, just in case you're wondering. Yeah, a lot of people mix up Hong Kong and Singapore. Both cities have a lot of Chinese, but the Chinese speak different languages. Okay, just like Indians speak a lot of different languages, and Malays more or less speak the same language. Yeah, and Indian and Chinese speak a lot of different dialects. Yeah, so Hong Kong Chinese speak Cantonese, and then in Singapore a lot of Chinese speak Hokkien. Right. Okay, but let's not go into that. So I had to move to Hong Kong, and I didn't know how to speak their kind of dialect. I don't speak Cantonese. And I had to work for a bank called Nomura, which quite obviously is Japanese. And I don't speak Japanese. Oh my God, Eugene, why did you join this bank in Hong Kong? This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. A lot of my friends came to me and said, Eugene Seah, are you out of your mind? Right, you have such a large family, you have 3 kids, and they are very, very young, and your wife doesn't work, and then you're going to move the whole family to Hong Kong. How are you going to survive? And you know what was driving me to go to Hong Kong? Okay, please make a guess. What drove me to go to Hong Kong, although it was greatly inconvenient to my family? Very, very inconvenient to my family. What was driving me to go to Hong Kong? It is one of the S. Okay, it is one of the S for sure. I needed a challenge. Yes, that's true. That's true. So which S is that? Very good. Success. I want to feel that I'm an expat. You know, I've only been an expat once in my life. I know a lot of you are expats, right? So I've only been expat once in my life. And that was those 3 years in Hong Kong. But it's not just for that. Yes, very good, Arjun. Bullseye. It is also for money. Okay, it is for survival. It is for stability. You know, because I know that the higher I climb, the more stable I was. Right? Because at that kind of position, probably I can fire other people and other people cannot fire me. Or so I thought. Okay. So for the bottom 3 S, survival, stability, and success, I moved to Hong Kong. Oh, and social. Yeah, because I wanted to help my children be exposed to other cultures. Hey, by the way, if you have children and you want your children to be exposed to other culture, can you put me? Okay, ME. Yeah, I just want to see whether this motivation resonates with some of you. right? To expose your children to other cultures. Okay, so that's Zafar and Rashmi and Anand and Jonathan. Very good, very good. Okay, a lot of you. Yeah, so for the first 4 levels, right? One more time, huh? So the lowest level is survival, which is the money put food on the table. For that reason, by the way, they doubled my salary. Yeah, so right, no brainer, right? Double my salary, I fly to Hong Kong. And then the next level is stability. I used to think that being such a high position, I'll be very, very stable compared to people below me. Okay, and for social, I want to help my children be exposed to other cultures. And finally, for success, I want to feel successful as an expat. So for all 4 S's, I moved to Hong Kong. Unfortunately, I lost my job. Yep, I thought it was going to be very stable. I thought that by moving there, I'll be very senior and nobody can touch me. Dead wrong, dead wrong. The worst thing is 2013 wasn't even a crisis. I mean, 2020 is a crisis. 1997 is Asian crisis. 2008 global financial crisis. 2013, no crisis. And despite having no crisis, our bank was not making any money and they had to retrench a few hundred staff. Okay, not a few thousand, but a few hundred, and I was among the few hundred because I was so expensive. This was the first and only time I have been let go by a company. I must tell you, I never want to go through this again. It is very, very painful. I really cannot describe to you how emotionally painful it is. By the way, any of you know friends who lost their jobs? Can you put job? Okay, J-O-B. I'm not asking about you, because I know it's sensitive if I ask about you. Any of you know friends, okay, around you who lost their job? Put job, okay, J-O-B, J-O-B. Yeah, okay. 2020, a lot of people have either lost their jobs or will lose their job. And in 2013, I had a teaser, right? Because I lost my job, and because I lost my job, I'm so grateful because now I can coach people who lost their job. Okay, but that's another point altogether. So I took 9 months to look for a job, and that was nothing. A lot of people, especially financial consultants, they tell me I must keep at least 6 months of my paycheck in the bank, and I somehow wiped that dry because 9 months without job. I had to call my brother to borrow money. Hey, by the way, you are seeing very strange photos here because this was the screenshot in our national TV. This was our national news. Okay, it's called Channel 8. And then they featured me because I was from the top school called Hwa Chong. And yet, despite being in the top school, I could still lose my job and couldn't find a job for 9 months. So they found it very newsworthy and sensational and featured me on the news. Okay, so this was me. And then in 2014 and 15, because I wiped my bank dry and I borrowed money from my brother, which of course could pay for some household bills, but still not enough. So I had to ask our government for the financial assistance scheme. It is basically a scheme designed for the bottom 20% of Singapore. This is so ironic. It is like Shakespeare, How can someone who go to a top school get a scholarship in life and then go to Hong Kong to become an expat and still fall to the bottom 20%? I tell you, this is a mystery till today, right? So as I describe my story, maybe you can find out why. And then I would love for you to use the lesson and prevent the same tragedy to happen to yourself. Okay, I sincerely pray that you, your project leader, your project teammate, none of your colleagues will get retrenched. Okay, no one will lose their job. So I hope you can learn from the story and change the way you behave at work right now, in your project right now, so that you can motivate yourself and motivate others. Okay, so I'm sharing this very sad story of myself, not to get your sympathy, but to provide a wake-up call. Provide a wake-up call. So let's go back to this motivation ladder. The final S that helped me to climb out of this darkness in my life, to come out of the pits, the valley, so that I could continue moving forward. It starts with S, and it is spiritual. Yeah, I believe one of you got it correct. You put the word spirit, spiritual. And what do I mean by spiritual? It is nothing religious, right? It can be, you can be a Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but I'm very sure you believe in the spirit. We call it the human spirit. Those who are in sports will call it the sports spirit or the team spirit, right? This spirit is real. Although you cannot see it, it is invisible, but you can feel it within you. Something inside you. Some people call it soul, which is more religious. I call it spirit. Okay, and this spirit calls out for growth. This spirit calls out for learning new things. This spirit calls out for giving more to society. So with this kind of unquenchable spirit, I can never be stopped. This is a little bit philosophical and quite deep, but I'm going to repeat it one more time, because if you do not get this, then nothing I say this afternoon or tonight matters to you, right? This is the crux of what I'm going to talk about for the next 20 minutes. This is very important. There's a spirit inside all of us calling out for growth. Those who believe me, can you put believe? Okay, I'm not forcing you to believe, only if you believe me that there's a spirit inside you calling out, yearning, craving, hungering for growth. If you believe me, put the word believe. Okay, if you don't believe me yet, don't worry. Continue reading books, meditating, looking for people, watching videos like TED Talks. And one day, I believe that you will also resonate with this message. There's a spirit calling out for growth. And it does not matter whether I lost my job or not, because the spirit remains. In fact, because I lost my job, the spirit called out even louder. That's the amazing thing about life, When I was busy climbing the corporate ladder, handling a lot of banking projects like IPO, initial public offering, and then secondary fundraising, launching marketing campaigns for new products, like, for example, real estate investment trusts, exchange traded funds, and so on. I was too busy. To listen to my spirit. That my spirit calls out for growth, but I was only looking for money, for stability, looking just to help people. By the way, helping people is nothing wrong, but if you help people at the expense of your own spiritual growth, then that is something wrong. Very soon you will burn out. I'm going to repeat that one more time. If you help other people at the expense of yourself, your spiritual growth, then very soon you will burn out, and very soon you will resent helping other people. So right now, I'm going to appeal to you. I'm going to invite you to join me on this journey called the spiritual growth. Never ever stop learning, growing, and giving back to society, regardless of whether you lost your job, regardless of whether your project is seen as a failure or not, regardless of how long COVID-19 lasts, regardless. Can you please write down the word regardless? This is one of the most powerful words you can have when it comes to motivation. Regardless. That means you're not going to find excuses anymore. Right? Oh, COVID-19, that's why my project failed. Oh, we work from home, that's why my project failed. We are on Zoom, so I will Zoom fatigue, that's why my project failed. Enough. Okay, enough of excuses. And those who also have enough of excuses, can you please put the word spiritual, okay, right now? Those who have enough of excuses. I'm not talking about other people, but you, okay? You have enough of giving yourself excuses that because it's COVID-19, that's why our company is not making profit. That's why I cannot get new clients for my company. That's why I cannot complete my project on time. Just cut it out and put the word spiritual, and then we can move forward. As long as you are still holding on to your excuses, there's no way we can move forward. Okay, it's either your excuses or we move forward together. So my story continues because I want to have an unquenchable spirit. I want to continue learning and growing. So I started attending a lot of programs. Can you imagine at the age of 39, I went back to school. I almost went for MBA, but some of my friends told me, no, save your money, don't go for MBA. Right? Till today, I still don't know whether it is the right or wrong decision. But I know for a fact that taking NLP, American Board of NLP, is the best decision I've ever taken in the past 6 years. And I also went to a live coaching course called Landmark. If you're curious, you can just Google this. And then I went to a coaching course called the International Coach Federation course that teaches me how to be a coach. And finally, I went to something called the Genetics, which helps me to be able to read other people's thinking preferences, behavior preferences, and personalities. Instead of one school, I went to 4 schools in the past 6 years. And this year, I'm continuing to go to Landmark Advanced, and next year, I'm going to Master NLP. And this year I'm also going for the something higher called the ACC. Yeah, so basically continue to learn and grow, and never ever stop. Come on, I'm still young, man. 44. I always tell people I'm still in kindergarten or preschool because I was reborn in 2013 after losing my job, and now it's only about 7 years later. So 7 years old, still in preschool. And because of all this learning, TED Talk invited me. Some of you just now told me that you watched my TED Talk. I want to thank you for your support. And those who have not yet watched my TED Talk, please feel free. Okay, if tonight you can't sleep, instead of watching Netflix, go and watch Eugene Seah TED Talk. Okay, the topic that I spoke on is how do you find the cure? You can see the PowerPoint slide over there, right? How can you find the cure for corporate zombies? Interesting topic, right? So corporate zombie means someone who is working only for stability and for money and nothing else, right? Not to help other people, not for success and not for spiritual growth. It is only for money and stability. That is how I define corporate zombie. And we need to find a cure. So go and watch my TED Talk. And after going for TED Talk, I was invited by the US, Florida to be specific, to be the closing keynote speaker. And I tell you, I was very, very honored. Yeah, because I'm a Chinese Singaporean and I don't speak very fluent English, as you can tell, right? There's a very heavy Singapore accent. So it's not like British accent or American slang. So it's just normal Singaporean English. And that's why I was very shocked when Americans are willing to engage me to be the closing keynote speaker, simply because I was willing to stretch myself and grow. And I was invited to Dubai as well. As you can see the Burj Khalifa right at the back behind me. And I was very, very honored to be there. This was April last year before COVID-19. Oh, thank God. If it's this year, this whole conference will be cancelled. And then anyone recognize this place, by the way? Yeah, those who recognize this place, I'm not going to tell you, just for fun. Please tell me what this place is. Moscow, Arjun, well done. Wow, Red Square, Moscow, even more specific. Kremlin. Okay, so I was very honored to be able to go there and speak to a large audience about something called personal branding. And this was in Moscow. And anybody can guess this one? Slightly harder than Moscow. Anybody can guess this one? Pyongyang, Rami. Well done. Okay, by the way, who here has been to Pyongyang, North Korea before? Can you put me, M-E? Okay, I'm just curious, who has been to North Korea before? Anybody? Calling once? Calling twice? Calling 3 times? No? Okay. I'm going to digress for a while. I am part of a committee that organizes conferences in North Korea every single year, except this year because of COVID-19. Who is interested to go once COVID-19 is over? Can you put me? Okay, me. I'm just curious who is interested to go. Wow, that was fast, Rami. Don't forget that there's a chance you may not be able to come back to your home country. Looks like a lot of you don't want to come back to your home country. Yeah, because they Gu Jiaqing say I have someone in mind to send. Very, very cheeky, very cheeky. And I would love to connect with a lot of you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. You know, some of you I really want to meet for coffee. You have a good sense of humor. Yeah, I was supposed to go to Pyongyang this year again for the second time in August, but now it's October. Looks like it's not happening. Yeah, so next year, August, I want to go again. And if I go next year, it will be the second time. Please go together with me. Okay, the government is very selective who they invite. Yeah, so you have to go for some kind of audition and submit your script for your speech. And if they accept it, then woohoo, it'll be the most exciting vacation in your life. And I'm not joking when I say we may not come back. Yeah, because if you happen to say the wrong thing, they will arrest you. Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to scare you too much. This whole series of travel pictures is to show you that because I was constantly seeking growth, you know, learning, pushing myself, embracing challenges, that's why I could come out from the pits and enjoy success in my new career. So how do you apply this principle to your project? Okay, I'm going to pause for a while and allow you to reflect and think, because I'm not here just to share my story and travel pictures. I'm here to give value. So can you pause right now and ask yourself, what does this story have to do with you motivating yourself and motivating your team? Okay, please reflect and share in the chat group. I'm going to pause for a while and wait for your answers. And the question once again is, what does this story of me climbing out from the valley of my life, you know, of being completely financially broke and somehow now able to fly around the world and earning a lot as a professional speaker and coach, you know, what does this story have to do with you motivating yourself and motivating your teammates? Okay, can you please share in the chat group, and then we can continue. Okay, I'm going to wait for a while I drink water. And by the way, please also ask questions. Okay, ask questions. I'm going to share a few more. Innovate and grow. Thank you. Okay, there's a word called pivot, by the way. You might want to write it down. Pivot. Okay, during COVID-19, a lot of us need to pivot. Some of you believe in agile processing, agile way of project management. This is constant pivoting, right? You need to be flowing, FLOW, flowing with whatever obstacle comes ahead of you. Yeah, so this is one of the ways to manage your project and constantly challenge yourself and motivate yourself. Okay, Salahuddin says, for me, it's like every dusk has a dawn. Wow, beautiful. I love it. It's very, very poetic. And then Venkatesh says, never give up. Okay, never give up. That means no matter what kind of challenges your project faces, the moment you give up, that's the end of your project. Okay, never ever give up. Arjun says there's always hope, right? Some of you may meet certain project team members who are horrible, who give you a hard life. So the way they treat you, the way they talk to you, yeah, but there's always hope of this person changing. Okay, this is my sincere belief, by the way. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too long here. Whether you can or can't, you're right. Okay, very good. Henry Ford. Thank you, Marinette. Okay, so I was featured on our national newspapers. Okay, so just now was the national news on TV, and now it's the national newspapers on the front cover. Laid off and fired up. Okay, laid off means being let go of my job. I believe this word layoff is not universal. Some countries don't call it layoff. Yeah, but in Singapore, we call it layoff. And comes COVID-19. The world is temporarily closed. COVID-19 is really horrible. Our Singapore's top brand called the Singapore Airlines. Some of you may have taken the Singapore Airlines before. Beautiful, beautiful girls. Yeah, but I digress. Okay, so they let go. They axed 2,400 workers, including these beautiful girls. Right, a lot of them became healthcare workers after being let go, and they used to fly around the world. Imagine. Okay, this is almost 9% of its workforce. It's tragic. It's tragic. I feel very sad about this. And Singapore, as you know, it is a very small island, but every year it grows and grows and grows. And this year it has the worst ever quarterly contraction of 13.2%. And this is world economy struggling with rising unemployment. So the red bar represents last year, and then the blue represents this year of unemployment, and it is climbing at an all-time high. And you look at this, okay, this one needs some time to look. There's the countries with the red, which is majority. It is basically contracting at between minus 15 to minus 5%. Okay, and the dark red is minus 15 to minus 60%. Okay, it's horrible, horrible. Yeah, even the orange is orange is positive, 0 to 2.5%. So majority of countries are on the brink of recession. This one is quarter one, by the way. I could only find quarter one information. And by now, right, this is quarter four, in fact, this is quarter four. Already a lot of economies have gone into recession. So this is a very bad time for all of us. All the more we need to motivate ourselves. The reason why I share such a private part of my life with you, of how I was let go of my company, is to show you that even though all of us now are suffering, but we can easily climb back up if we know how to use the motivation ladder. Okay, the way to use the motivation ladder is to choose the highest possible state. And the worse the crisis, the more we grow. Can you write this down, by the way? The worse the crisis, the more we grow. Can you imagine if you have this kind of attitude, that the worse the crisis, the more we grow? The worse the crisis, the more we grow. Then who's going to stop you? Right? I mean, I even know friends who became disabled due to an accident, and after becoming disabled, they continue to be Olympic athletes, okay, Paralympic athletes. That's crazy. Like, the worse the crisis, the more they grow. By the way, if this resonates with you, that the worse the crisis, the more you grow, can you please put me, okay? Put me, M-E. The worse the crisis, the more I grow. The more I grow. The more I grow. Yeah, and with this kind of attitude, you will become unstoppable. I know it's a bit cheesy to use the word unstoppable. Oh, I'm unstoppable. But this is sincerely from my heart. Okay, I've gone through a lot of horrible things. Being a sole breadwinner, I was broke and I still had to get government handouts. And I became unstoppable simply because I believed that the harder the crisis, the more I grow. So a belief can change everything. The belief can change everything. Because of COVID-19, I completely pivoted my business. I can no longer fly around the world, right? All the airlines mostly are shut. So I launched an online coaching program in March. Okay, in Singapore, we have a lockdown in March. And since then, I launched this program, and every month, more and more people join this program from around the world. We have Malaysians, Indians, South Koreans, and of course, Singaporeans. Right? And I love it. It is so fulfilling to help other people and at the same time earn money, and at the same time make a difference and achieve something new. This is the first time I run a monthly subscription coaching program online. First time. So this is something new for me. And yet, it is successful. And I know that it is only a few percent of the ultimate success I can achieve. Because every day I'm still learning, every day I'm still growing, and every day I am still recruiting new coaches. So this is just a small example of showing you that even during COVID-19, you can achieve greatness. Okay, the next sentence I'm about to say is going to sound a little bit boastful, but I hope you take it in the right context. Okay, I just want to share this with you so that you believe that in COVID-19 you can become better than pre-COVID-19, whether you run a project or you're just a normal project team leader or a normal project team member. Okay, what I'm about to say to you is, because of this coaching program that you see right now, I'm earning more this year than last year. Okay, I'm not only driven by money, but because as a sole breadwinner, feeding 3 children, my wife and an elderly mother, money is important to me. So I just want to tell you that even during COVID-19, it is possible to earn more. Okay, and it's not just restricted to me. You can also earn more. You can also complete your project on target. Okay, within budget, within timeline. It is totally up to you if you sincerely believe that the worse the crisis, the more you grow. So let me summarize. I'm running out of time. This is NLP. So for N, ask yourself, okay, how do I step into my project team member's mind? Because neuro stands for mind. What would make them feel proud about a project? Okay, this is something for your reflection. I cannot give you the answer because I'm not in your team, right? Please write this down or take a picture. L is, how do I use the right tone and the right words so that I can help my team to learn and grow through every obstacle, through every crisis. And for this, later we'll play a simple game before I end. And for P, it is about change. So what can I do to role model and inspire my team? Or even some people who are not the project lead can also inspire the project lead. It does not matter what designation you have and what role you play in the project. As long as you have positive behavior, you can role model for someone else, right? So this is N, L, and P, 3 different areas for you to reflect about your own team and yourself. Can you please take a picture of this, and I will quickly move on within the next 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and go. Okay, let's play a simple game. Please pick the correct answer according to your own opinion. Okay, when someone doesn't submit his project report on time, what are you going to say to him? A, why didn't you submit your report on time? B, what can I do to help you submit your report on time? And C, do I need to buy a new watch for you? Okay, please vote A, B, or C. Okay, let's see. Most of you picked some. See, Richard Mo. Hey, really very funny. I want to meet you for coffee. Yeah? I love people of humor. B, but not honestly. Hey, Salahuddin is very honest. Yeah, because you pick B, but actually, you're very resistant to the idea. Well, Zafar choose A. Okay. Of course, you have every right to choose any answer you want. Personally, I will choose B because this will inspire my team to grow. Of course, if he has repeatedly done this, it is time to kick him out of your team. Okay. Yeah, but if it's only first time, then please use positive language like this. Question number 2. If somebody drops the ball, right, doesn't complete things on time, and some things are left undone, and so on and so forth, it's all over the place, very disorganized, then what can you say? A, can you suggest some practical ways to better manage your time? B, don't you know how to prioritize? C, are you stupid or what? Okay, A, B, or C? Oh, this is almost unanimous. You sure not C? I think some people in our project team deserve C. No? A, but I'm guilty of B. Thank you. You're so honest, Zafar. All right, and the final round. Okay, let's get this correct. If a person makes a careless mistake, are you going to say, why are you always so careless? Who can you ask to double check your work before submission next time? Did you leave your brain at home, huh? Huh? Your brain, where is it, huh? Okay, so A, B, or C? A, B, or C? Jignesh, B. Okay. Well, looks like it's getting easier and easier to spot the correct answer. Okay, so all these are... Oh, Ronnie choose A. Okay. Okay. So all these are using NLP, okay? NLP, because the linguistics, the way you speak to your team member and speak to yourself, can change, program your neurons, your mind, and your project team members' mind. So these are only 3 examples. And of course, if you connect with me online, you can ask for more examples from my life and more and more case studies. But for now, I think I run out of time. So right now, I just want to give you something for free. Singapore loves free things. I'm not sure about other countries. Yeah, but if you also like free things, can you please take out your phone and scan this QR code? And if you are using your phone to watch me right now, just use your phone browser and go to eugeneseah.com. Okay, my name is pronounced as Eugene Seah. It is not the easiest pronunciation in the world. I apologize for that. Yeah, but this is eugeneseah.com, and you can get a free abundance blueprint. I wrote this abundance blueprint during COVID-19 because everybody tells me COVID-19, not enough business, not enough opportunities, everybody's going to die. And I say, I do not believe it, because the harder the crisis, the more I will grow. And in fact, nowadays, I tell myself, but I don't tell people because it sounds very proud, the harder the crisis, the more I will earn, which became true. Okay, so please read this abundance blueprint, and from now on, no crisis, no pandemic can ever stop you ever again. That's it. Thank you very much. Please connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram.
So thank you so much, Eugene, once again. It was a very informative session, and personally, it was very helpful for me because I think it's something that's, all of us, at least most of us face. We tend to stay in our comfort zone. We do love helping out our team and our clients. We do love seeing how, how our, what we do, or how personally for me, it's like, I love seeing how Zoho can transform people's lives and their businesses. But often feeling proud of my achievements is just something that comes in between, not something that's consistent, but being spiritual is actually the real goal. And I hope this session was informative for you as well. I hope that these days you all, like me, we all should strive to be spiritual these days. That is the true goal. And I was really surprised that you've been to North Korea. I have so many questions for you. We should get on a talk, or maybe I'll meet you in Singapore. All right. Okay. So I'll just be handing over the session to Mr. Koo, who is our representative from the Zoho Singapore office. He's just here to share a few thoughts.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Eugene.
Hello, Mr. Koo.
Hi. I've suddenly, gave myself a session here. Now everything I say will become very NLP. So, seems like a lot of NLP experts here. So if I say anything nice, you'll think that, hey, the training really worked. So I want to, say thanks to you, and as well as all our audience, that, in Zoho, we have a lot of software tools, business tools that help people, manage, connect, and, run projects. But some of the soft skills that we find that, are also missing in our lives. Thank you so much for, presenting this with our software and the soft skills that we learned today. I think, it will do very great. Handing over to you, Sherwin. Thanks for giving me the airtime.
Thank you, Koo. It was lovely seeing you again. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation. We at Zoho Projects, we've thoroughly enjoyed this session. In fact, one person from our team have called you very charming as a speaker. That's high praise. That's high praise indeed. We thank you so much for this motivating talk, and I hope that that during this quarantine time, during this year, during this time, we become more productive, more positive these days, that we become even better self than our pre-quarantine self. Thank you to all of you for giving us your valuable time, for joining us on this session. I hope that it was beneficial for you, and please do join us for more talks. For more updates and details on future webinars, you can follow us at Zoho Projects. And we'll be ending this session now. Thank you.
Thank you, Shareen.
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you.